What is up, everyone? I am the Winner, and welcome to our game room. Today, we're going to take a look at the game come in ranked 9th in my top 123 games of all time. Today's game is the one that flip-flopped with yesterday's game, and I think it's just because the more I play it, the more I really enjoy what it has to offer. Plus, the expansion really kind of has me hooked in. And this is one that they recently come out with a second edition, and they actually have two other games in the same line coming out, and I don't know if I'm interested in picking them up basically for the art, but because I just enjoy the edition I have, I don't feel like I have to catch them all, you know? So, but that game is Great Western Trail from Eggert Spiel. I have the Rails to the North expansion too, which I really enjoy what that adds. It adds a second board, and you get to do extra stuff up top, which doing more stuff in a game I really enjoy is just, I can't get enough of something like that. So if more expansions just add more good stuff to the game, I'm cool with that. In this one, you're kind of doing mini deck building, kind of, because you're trying to get a handful of cow cards and trying to finagle them and get a specific setup by the time you reach Kansas City, because basically the board that you're playing on is almost like a big rondel. You're trying to go to different buildings and do different things, and then by the time you get to the end, you're seeing how far you can, move the train to drop off your livestock, and you have to have a hand of different livestock in order to make that happen. And it gives you income and all that. I enjoy the deck building in this. It's not like Dominion deck building, but it's enough where you're like, okay, well, I can cull some cards. All right, cool. I'm getting rid of some cows, but I'm keeping in that. By the end of the game, you have like 7 or 8 cards, and they're all like different valued, but they're the higher value. So you're like working the whole game to get that deck down to a specific 7 or 8 cards you want it to have, so that way you can be more efficient. I also like the fact that when you're building the buildings, there's some take that-y kind of thing, but it's not a bad take that where you're like losing a turn, or like, oh my gosh, you're like emptying me of resources or anything like that. It's like, no, you got to pay me a couple bucks, which makes sense when somebody goes and uses your building, well, or goes through your building area, I guess. So that sort of thing kind of makes sense for the Old West kind of theme that it has. It's like you're stopping to visit a saloon or something. Yeah, the way that everything works in this game, everything just clicks together in such a fantastic way that I really enjoy every time I get to wrap my head around this game. I've tried a whole bunch of different strategies, like being the engineer and just running your train, or being the builder and just trying to get a bunch of points off your buildings, or just collecting the people to try to get the bonus points at the end. This game just offers everything that makes me happy in a Euro game. So this one plays 2 to 4. Even with the expansion, doesn't really add much time. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours to play. Like I said, they did come out, because a lot of people don't like this cover, because it is kind of like, hey, dude staring at you cover. But they did come out with a second edition, and they came out with Argentina, and there's another one coming out soon. I'm not quite sure which town it is. For some reason, it's slipping off the top of my head. But if you wanted the second editions, then they're available. I don't know if the Rails to the North has been announced for the second edition. I think it has, but I really enjoy the game with the expansion. I can't really see playing it without that on it. I don't think it's essential, but at the same time, for me, I like the options it adds. But that is my number 9 of all time, Great Western Trail. So come back tomorrow. We'll see number 8 is in my countdown to my top 123 games all time. So as always, thanks for watching. Keep playing and keep winning.